Some Dibbles. J-Dog back from another goddamn homeboy hangout. And we got Wood Dog back. He was pretty popular in the comments. He went over the comment box, Woody, right?
A little
I gotta
bit,
check
yep.
out and see what these fucking hoagies are saying in here about
See
me.
what they got shit to talk about.
Were they talking shit? Were they making fun of you at all? Like they make fun of me?
I really didn't see a lot of shit talking.
They liked you?
Well, one guy said I probably should have been trading stocks all day or something like that.
Why should we be trading stocks?
I don't know.
You saw your Christian button up and he said,
That's
you need to
right.
trade stocks?
Got my work uniform on, man.
That's a goddamn, I don't think I've seen too many goddamn, they were selling those on tour?
Yeah.
Or was that the staff?
No, it might have been one. I don't think it was. I think I got it in Columbus one time when they had it. It wasn't at
Was
the
that when you were
Cleveland
working
show.
with them?
No, it was the last couple years or so.
Because did you tour with them at all?
Yep. That's one of my first ones, yeah.
What year did you tour with them and actually?
2003.
And that was probably like Ageless Venomous?
Yep.
So that was goddamn Digibooks coming out of Hell's goddamn.
Can't wait. I'll be getting them.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you're gonna be at the goddamn Deicide Christian show?
Yes, sir. I will be there. Yep.
So how did you we didn't talk about before, you toured with all these goddamn bands and shit like that. How the hell did you get started on doing that? Like who was the first? Like how did you even make it a thing? 'Cause you were making a living off it for a while.
Yeah, it was just over a decade. Basically, I worked at a record store for a long time. I basically bought myself into employment, going in there all the time, and they were having trouble getting people. So they just said, hey, I think I worked maybe like a holiday for them just to hang out and just kind of watch people over Christmas and stuff. And then they were like, hey, do you mind working a day or so, just kind of helping them out, filling in and stuff. And then through that, my friend worked at Record Town at the mall. And then one of the owners had died. He got in a motorcycle accident and died. So I went up to the mall one day and I was like, hey, man, these guys are hired down the street. You got to quit working at the mall record store and work at the one that you shop at already. Just go down there and ask him if you can work there. So once he started working there, and then I started working there more because we were friends. And then we started doing in-stores and stuff like that. We did Morbid Angel, Meshuggah.
What year are we talking, roughly?
Like between 96 and 2000.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, I went to an Immolation show, and I think it was probably Failures for Gods again. And they were complaining about, they had a younger kid doing merch for them, and they were just complaining about how bad he was and stuff like that.
Was that maybe he's kind of like, he was a chunkier guy, Latino guy that was saying fucking,
I think his name was Manny.
What was he saying? What was the story? He was telling me and my brothers. That's when we first saw Immolation. He was bitching about something about Nick Barker from Cradle of Filth and also Slayer Diabolus. What was he? He had some weird fucking takes.
I think I remember you saying that. Yeah.
I can't remember what the fuck it was. And I'm like, what did he say? I think it was, he brought up Cradle of Filth. He's like, yeah, they were never good since Nick Barker left. He's like, the only guy that can't be replaced in a band is a drummer. I'm like, I was like, I kind of disagree with that. I was like, wouldn't it be mostly what makes my dick itch more than anything is when a vocalist gets replaced and he sings in a total different vocal style. Like you gotta somewhat try to sing like the previous vocalist. I was like, so I don't have a drummer. I was like, I'm not saying that Nick Barker's not a good drummer or he's replaceable. That's not what the fuck I'm saying. But I was like, there's other guys that could probably pull it off to where you wouldn't be able to tell, especially on a studio record.
That might have been truer back then, because there's not so many good drummers now, you know.
You think there's too many good drummers left?
No, I'm saying back then, like, you know, back around that time when he was talking about, you didn't see drummers just getting replaced in and out.
Oh,
like,
yeah, okay,
no
so
big deal.
yeah.
Now it's a little different. You can kind of find somebody, but you know, back then, I remember how much we had to struggle just to get Alex filled to replace for that tour coming up for Immolation. I mean, we were frantic trying to get somebody.
Was
to
that when they
Alex.
got McEntee?
No, that was when Alex quit drumming for Immolation.
Oh, okay. Because for example, when I saw
yeah,
Immolation, I forget who was drumming with them. That was on the Failures tour. That's when we first saw him, '99. But that's where I first met John McEntee.
Yeah, that was still Alex Hernandez at the time. He was in that. He was in another band, but he started flaking out, and then he basically told him, "I can't do the tour." It was like 2 weeks out. So
now, you weren't working with them for that tour, were you?
Yeah, because I was out on another tour, and while I was out with another band, I was calling and emailing everybody and trying to find somebody.
Okay.
And then Eric from Deeds of Flesh said, "Oh, you should try Steve Schlatty from Odious Sanction." And I was like, "Really? It's not really his style, because Odious Sanction is not like Immolation at all."
Is that how? It's funny, when I heard the guy from Odious Sanction, that's a local Ohio band. We've seen them live several times when we were kids. They're kind of like what would you say, a hardcore metal band, right?
Kind of, but I just always remember them. They always had super fast double bass just all the time. You know what I mean?
But I heard,
it's not like Immolation at all.
Yeah, when I heard, I was like, he's the new Immolation drum. I'm like,
yeah,
Odious Sanction? What the fuck? So that was kind of, you had something to do with that.
Yeah, because I had talked to Eric and actually talked to Dora. I said, "Hey, do you think he could do it?" He was like, "Yeah, he's pretty good. He could probably do it." So
we tried out, and Ross and Bob, their socks are blown off.
It was good enough. I mean,
been it ever since.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, at the beginning of the tour, I think they only had like less than a week to get ready. So he probably learned 7 songs by the time we started, and then we would load in, and then they would rehearse, sound check for like 2 hours. You know what I mean? Load in, rehearse every day. And then I think by the end of the tour, he had like 11 songs down. And I don't even know how much he listened to them before he joined the band.
Oh, really? You don't know?
He probably knew who they were and stuff, but I'm sure he wasn't like, "Oh yeah, I got all the CDs. I know." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he probably had to learn
the song
from
actually
scratch.
Learn.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah.
And would you say Immolation, at least that's the vibe I got, is that you had like the closest relationship with them as far as a death metal band, to where you worked with them the most and had the kind of the closest like you're kind of in with the fucking family, if you want to call it that. That's the vibe I got.
I mean, ironically, like, with Mortician, like we went there last year, and Roger's like, "Oh, you're like family," and they were, it's just like, probably, I mean, obviously some bands more than others you have a better relationship with.
Sure.
Some of them were just business only. It's like, all right, I'm here, do my job, keep it business, and that's it. But then some bands you stay and communicate with.
Yeah.
If the tour's over, they come through, you always go and see them, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, Bob, Ross, and me have a really good relationship. Yeah.
Because you did how many tours with Mortician?
Just the one, really.
And that was that for like Domain of Death?
Yeah, I think it was, because that was with Exhumed too.
Okay.
Because that's when the bass player was still throwing up on stage every night.
Okay.
I can't remember what that guy's name was, but he was literally throwing up on stage every night.
Oh, you're talking about from Exhumed, Bud Burke.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it was like 01, 02, and there. I mean, I think he left in 03, and the Enemy of Destiny was the last thing he played on. I think that tour was the same year.
Yeah, because I had went out with my first tour with Immolation on the Close to World Below, which is like 2000, 2001.
Yeah.
We were out for a while, and then my next tour was with Mortician.
Yeah.
But that was easy because that was Bob just telling Will, "Hey, Woody's cool." You know what I mean? It was an easy validation of, yeah, he did a good job. He's good to go with you guys. So.
Yeah, and then was there any I think maybe I asked you this last video. Was there any like high turnouts for Mortician back then? Because Cleveland, it was dick.
We did talk about it briefly. I think, and I forgot the venue. It was actually called Riley's Rock House.
Where's that at?
In Aurora, Illinois at the time.
Okay.
I don't think it's around anymore. The folks from Chicago could probably validate or not that, but that place used to be packed. Like I remember going to shows there and it would be full all the time.
But even for a Mortician headlining show?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was good, like LA, New York, stuff like that. The other shows weren't as well attended, but they were still like, tonight's pretty good turnout. People kind of showed up late.
Yeah.
But most of the shows, the people that did show up were hardcore. It wasn't just like, I'm just going because it's cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The people that were there were really into it.
Yeah. Do you have any that you, unless you can't say, or maybe there wasn't any, do you have any fucking funny stories of Mortician, whether it be Will, Roger, any of the guys?
Well, Will and I were actually laughing about it tonight because we would go work out at gyms every day.
Yeah.
And he was still cracking up tonight about we would go to a gym and watch somebody work out. And you do this probably when you go to the gym. You'll get done doing a set and you'll turn around and be like, what the fuck is this person doing?
I mean,
they're doing some crazy ass fucking,
like they're reinventing the exercise on something.
Yeah, you're just like, what? He was laughing about it tonight. I think we were in Arkansas or something. Went to the gym, and this dude was doing some fucking trying to work his biceps out or something with cables, and we were just like, stopped us both. Like, what is this clown doing? That happens in my gym almost every day. Like, you'll see somebody in there, and you'll turn around and be like, what are they trying to do? You know what I mean? Because they'll be on a piece of equipment totally not doing what that
Yeah.
piece of equipment.
It's like for
supposed to
chest,
be-
and they're training biceps. Like, what the fuck are you doing, dude?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a lot of the machines, though, is where you get the people that are super creative.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're just like, well, I guess, it's like people doing dips on the machine for your triceps. But instead of doing the dips, they're over there pushing. They're not even using that machine what it's for. They're just facing where you're supposed to sit and pushing down. Like, dude, you're supposed to sit in the seat and do it, not stand in front of it and push it down.
Yeah, sure. That's why it's got a seat.
Oh, yeah, not to stand in front of
They
it.
think, well, that's for resting between sets,
That's
bro.
right. That's where I can text people.
Yeah.
I can take a picture and send it to my mom in between sets.
Yeah. What about Deicide? Was there anything fucking funny with Glenn or anything, or that you can say?
Well, I remember we were in Calgary one night, and I think I can't remember the name of the club, but it had like a basement area. The venue was upstairs, and there was a basement downstairs. And he wasn't even drunk. Like, we were just down there having a couple beers and stuff. And I think he had like his motorcycle keys on his key ring or something, and he had lost it. And then, he was kind of freaking out after that. But before that, we were just down there. Like, Glenn was over there sitting across the way drinking a beer, and then me and Steve were sitting in a booth across the way. And then he had taken his empty beer bottle and just kind of chucked it across the bar there. It just kind of broke on the floor. And I looked at Steve. I was like, you better go talk to your boy,
Just because
man.
he was pissed about losing his keys?
Like I said, I don't know if that was the beginning of it or what, but when I saw the bottle fly across the bar and just kind of break on the floor, I was like, you might want to go talk to your boy over there, man.
Since you did a whole tour with him, why would you think that he gets this rough? And I mean, I got my theories or whatever, and I've met him briefly a couple times.
Yeah.
There's videos. It's not me talking shit. It's not me bringing it up. It's out there. I'm not going to shout any channel names out there, but I've seen it. They talk about their introduction, meeting Glenn, whether it's been years ago, whatever.
Yeah.
Some people had really good experiences, and some people like, dude, he's the biggest dick I've ever met. Based off what you've seen, what would you think? Just because if he's in a bad mood, he don't care, or the guys, people he met with, dude, you're an ass clown. You fucking, what do you expect?
That's the thing. It's kind of like a restaurant review. It's like, okay, I get what you're complaining about, but what happened before to get to that point? You know what I mean? What did you do to him? What did you say to him?
Yeah.
Everybody only wants to start the story towards the end instead of, okay, how did we get to that point?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So and like I said, you don't handle every situation perfect. I don't.
Yeah.
And like I said in the last video, he probably doesn't handle everything perfect. Sometimes it may not be meant that way. It just, you're out on the road, you're tired, you're whatever.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just have a bad day. And I tell people, it's like, unfortunately, band people are just like us.
I said that in
You have bad days, man.
I just said, I don't know if it was Paul or whoever I shot a video with. I was like, people say stuff. I was like, dude, you have no idea what they're going. Like, yeah, they could have been ripped off that day. They could have been, they didn't get their hotel room, and they're on the road, fucking homesick.
Well, it would just
you
be
have no
like
idea
if,
what's going on.
We had a show day or something, and whatever band I was with, we'd go somewhere to eat. We're just sitting down eating our dinner before the show, and then fans would come up. Okay, it's cool, but maybe wait until they're done eating.
Yeah.
You're already in there hanging out. Oh, okay, they're done eating. Let me go over. Hey, can you sign this? Not like right when the guy's trying to cut his food or put it, hey, can you sign this? It's
So
like,
you literally, so you've been in Denny's before, and fucking people coming up to midway, like,
oh yeah, it'll happen. Yep,
yeah,
it's happened. All kinds.
How
of
does he?
tours and
How does Steve and all that? How they approach that? Like,
well,
just
Steve's
say,
actually,
thanks, bro.
Like I said, Steve, you're probably always going to get the calm, hey, yeah, that's cool, just kind of blow it off, but just do whatever they want you to do. Glenn, like I said, it depends on if he's in a good mood or if you're rude to him, he just don't care.
Yeah, you just
know what I
it
mean?
back. Yeah.
And I would probably be the same way. You know what I mean?
Now, since Steve's more laid back, I guess I should take some tips. When he gets that fan that literally just wants to overstay their welcome, let's say that, and just yak their ear off, and like now it's getting uncomfortable, how would he get rid of those people? He's like, 'cause I've had that a few times where it's like, all right, dude, I mean, you kind of like, I don't know you, you're kind of asking weird shit now, it's getting a little fucking awkward.
I mean, they would probably just kind of nonchalantly find their way to get out of there, you know what I mean?
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, Steve's never going to be the guy to be over the top with somebody. You'd probably really have to poke him pretty good. You know what I mean? He's always really laid back.
Yeah.
He's kind of like Bob and Ross. I mean,
yeah.
They would literally let somebody, they would talk to him forever, probably.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, guys, come on, let's go. Oh no, it's cool. No,
Yeah.
it's not cool. Let's get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean?
They need to like
They would probably talk to somebody forever. Those two guys.
Yeah. Now, what would? Who was like I guess even that you liked tour wise, that was either like you had a fun time, but it's like I would never go out with them again because it was, I don't want to say names, I don't want to get too much. I got some examples of that.
Yeah.
Because maybe they're too much of a partier, they're too much of a goddamn train wreck. Like for example, there's a guy, I'm not gonna shout out names. There's bands or guys I like, but I'm like, dude, I'm not having you on my house. You're a goddamn liability.
Yeah. I mean, Children Robotum was kind of a sloppy mess all the time when I was out
Who's
with
the
him.
dude that's dead? What's his name?
Everybody's probably laughing at us because we don't know his name.
Pale Nazarene guy, Chillin' Modem. Yeah, what the fuck's his name?
Yeah, the singer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Died a few years back.
Yeah. Well, it's not like we're huge fans, so
Can't say that
they
I
can
am.
go ahead and laugh and go, "Oh, they don't know the singer from
Well, you were
Children
on tour
Robotum."
with them, dude.
It doesn't mean I need to know his name.
So you didn't even then. You just say, "Hey."
well, Alexi. That's
Yeah, Alexi. Yeah,
Alexi
yeah.
Lato
Yeah, that-
or
yeah,
Lato
that's him,
or
that's him,
whatever.
yeah.
I mean,
Was he a cool dude?
he was one of those guys that kind of kept to himself.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? I would have short interactions with him, but not bad. Just be like, "Hey, what's?" Asking me questions about whatever.
He's
But
just like a heinous
he,
drunk, right?
yeah, he usually kept to himself in the back. Who the hell knows? But that whole band, there was maybe only two guys that really didn't drink in that band. At the time, there was a lot of. I mean, they were up partying every night on the bus. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But when bands, I don't understand. Like, how do they do the next show to show? Like, even if you're a party guy, it's like I understand that, but it's like
Yeah.
you got to have energy for the next.
Oh, they just sleep all day. You know what I mean? They'll literally sleep off their hangovers.
And then Wood Dog did all the work.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm there
Yeah,
for,
yeah,
so
yeah.
I can't really complain. I mean, I know what I'm getting myself into. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? I knew I wouldn't be able to sleep all day.
But is that when you were done? Even if you were paid well, let's say you liked the guys, were they a type of band where you're like, if I got offered again for the next tour, I would say no.
Like the funny thing on that tour was I remember waking up one night. I just had to get up to go to the bathroom or something, and I went into the front lounge, and they were literally, the band and the crew were all sitting in there completely naked in the front lounge. I guess that's something that Finnish people do or whatever. So I got up and they're like, "Come and join us." I was like, "Nah, that's probably too many dicks in here for me." I was like, "You don't need any more people."
Yeah.
And like, "Oh, did we wake you up?" I'm like, "No, I just had to wake up and go to the bathroom. It's not like you guys were partying so hard I woke up, you know." So I went in and went to the bathroom. I just went back to bed. But I was like, "Nope, not hanging out with a bunch of naked Finnish guys tonight." Oh my God, that might have been the hideous sight I've ever seen.
That was
When you're not even ready for that. Like you open the door and go, "Oh my God, what the fuck is going on in here, man? You guys are skiing in here, you know?"
Yep.
I was like, "Fuck this, man."
I'm out of here.
But they just thought they partied so hard and shit. And I'm like, "You guys don't even wake me up, man. Like, I'm not waking up at night
So
because of you."
out of all that, who's the hugest partiers?
They partied pretty good.
So I heard
Children Robotum did.
I heard Malevolent Creation were hard partiers from guys. That
Yeah,
played
but I mean,
did you tour them?
Yeah, we weren't in a bus though, so
Okay.
you could, when you're not in the bus, you can, but you can't. You know what I mean? Like, you got to hold it together enough to where you're not just rolling down the road and it's an absolute fucking train wreck. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Did you know Brett Hoffman?
I met him a few times. Yeah. I didn't know him well,
Okay,
but I
okay.
met him a few times.
Hey,
I got to see Malevolent quite a few times with him though.
Okay, but you didn't have too much interaction with him to say like what kind of guy. I always got the vibe he's just kind of a quiet guy, but
Yeah,
I've
it wasn't
never met
bad.
him.
I mean, he was probably a little more chatty when he was drunk, like some people.
Yeah. Yeah.
But when I worked with him, it was Kyle in the band.
Okay, so was that the Will to Kill?
Will
or
to
War
Kill,
Call?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That was a cool tour because Rob was still in the band.
Yeah,
And we opened up for Cannibal every night, and then Deeds of Flesh opened up. So it wasn't a long tour either. I think it was only 2 weeks or so, but that was pretty cool doing that tour.
Shit, I'm trying to think. Did Malevolent come to Cleveland for that? Because I
I
remember
think we did because I remember.
I was at that. I remember Deeds
Yeah.
played with Cannibal.
I think we did come here because I remember going home, going to Jim's house that during the day, dropping everything off, and then that might have been when I was with Malevolent on their own. I don't think we came here with Cannibal Corpse. That was because I remember. I think we started in. I think we actually started in El Paso on that, and went out west, and then came back, and we might have finished in like North Carolina or something like that. I don't know if we even came to the East Coast on that one. It wasn't really long.
Yeah.
At least that one.
You have any theories why Malevolent Creation never got to the size of even close to Cannibal, DSI, as far as record sale wise? I mean, they're one of the bands. They've been around equally as long. They have just as many albums or close to it. They never pulled this "we're back" shit. Every album's at least decent at the very least.
Yeah.
It's not like they pulled any, Morbid Angel fucking.
I
Prelude
think
albums or any bullshit.
sometimes it's just because they always put out records, but it wasn't really in like a schedule. You know what I mean? Like Cannibal's usually like, at the time maybe every other year or something.
at the very early
Now
years,
it's probably like every 3 years or something.
Seems
But
that way.
they're a brand, they're established now. But I think when you're coming up and you got your lineup changes and you're not putting records out kind of on a schedule or a cycle, people kind of lose interest. Now, why? I don't know. Like you and I, we're not going to go, well, I haven't got a Malevolent Creation record lately. Fuck these guys.
They're cut off.
We're going to be, whenever it comes out, we're going to get it.
Yeah.
But I don't know how other people are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It seems like other people are kind of like, well, I don't know what this band's doing. I've already moved on to somebody else. So,
Yeah.
and I think their record, when they put out Stillborn, they were kind of off, not on a label. Then it got picked up by Pavement. Pavement was probably a big reason why they didn't make that next jump. Like you could get the records, but there was no push promotion or anything. So,
Yeah.
because you didn't have the internet back then. So you
Yeah.
needed, magazine ads. You needed to be out on the road touring and stuff like that.
Did you have a favorite Malevolent record?
Oh man, I don't know, man. They're all pretty damn good to me.
Because you don't think they have any turds in their catalog.
No, not really. I mean, I kind of wish they do some random Stillborn song. I think they've done one or two over. I think they probably could have re-recorded that album because I think you even said those songs are good.
I kind of like how it sounds because it was different from the time, at least. I can understand why someone don't. They're like, it's muddy. But I was like, what's cool about it, though, if you compare any other death metal records that were kind of coming out at the time, it sounded different.
And it had that super all digital production too. I think they recorded it like Criteria Studios in Miami, and it was like one of the early all fully digital recordings.
The only stuff I could say I generally didn't like was on the Joe Black release. I think the song Joe Black is fantastic. They did those techno fucking I was like, what the hell is this? Like they called them the remixes or I was like, oh man, this shit fucking sucks.
Redux or something.
But I mean, it's worth because I think the song Joe Black is awesome.
Oh yeah.
But
Self-imported Freak on that's pretty good too.
Yeah, the songs that were like it's like an EP. Like, all right, we got nothing else. So they threw these fucking techno beat ones.
I would have just been cool paying with like 3 songs, man. I didn't need that other garbage. On there.
Exactly. So I don't know why they did that.
Might have been like their Bullituary song, right?
Yeah, Bullituary. What'd you think of Bullituary?
Oh yeah, that's a rough one.
That's a rough one,
man.
What did you say?
I don't know if I've ever listened to it all the way through.
Oh no, it's just the thing is, it's just the same song. Like it's the second song on Back from the Dead, redone with a different vocals and albums.
Yeah, once I started hearing it, I was just like, I'm probably done with this.
Did you like any of the comeback Obituary albums? When they like?
Oh yeah.
Did you like it all or something?
Yeah, I've been happy with all of them. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, you didn't tour with them, did you?
No, we tried a couple times, but sometimes the schedule just didn't.
I thought because by the time they came back, were you already done with the touring and shit?
No, I was still going out, but they like when Frozen in Time came out, it was like what 05, I think, or something.
Oh, is that really?
I'm trying to think of when it was.
I was thinking 08, but it could maybe.
It might have been 08 because I remember I was actually on Ozfest the year that it was getting ready to come out.
With Ozfest?
Arch Enemy. I was out with them.
Oh, I didn't realize Arch Enemy played Ozfest.
Yep.
I remember. I knew you worked with Arch Enemy a couple times, didn't you?
Yeah, quite a few times. Yeah.
But I didn't know you did. I didn't know they played Ozfest.
Yep. Because I remember I was friends with a couple of Kill Switch Engage guys, and I knew that some of the Roadrunner reps were coming to a show. And I think I asked Adam or something. I was like, hey, man, see if you can get me an Obituary promo when your guy's coming. He goes, oh, yeah, I'll get it for you. So, like, that day came, and he walked up. He goes, here, man, got your disc for you. I was like, fuck yeah. I was like, hey, might as well get something out of that label. I don't really like any of the bands on there.
How many goddamn Ozfests did you do, like, shows?
Just the one. That was cool because Iron Maiden was on that year.
Okay.
So I saw Iron Maiden every day for a month.
There had
Well, not every day, but every other couple days or whatever.
Crowd-wise, that had been some of the most annoying human beings you've ever seen in your life.
It wasn't bad for me because I didn't have to stand out in the crowd. You know.
No, but you had to come up to the merch stand and shit.
Oh no, that was vending. I didn't have to.
Oh, what did you do then?
I was just hanging. Like I was still doing merch, but it was count in, and they sell for you, and then count out.
Oh, I thought you were the one because at the table and shit.
No, not those big sheds, man. They sell it all.
What
for
about the
you.
Slayers? You were at that table for that, right? For Slayer.
That was their own tour, though. That was the
Well,
Unholy
you were at
Alliance.
the tour, right?
We didn't vend every night on that. Only certain ones.
Slayer would play some shows and not vend merch.
Yep. If the place is big enough, a lot of times they have a company, and then you're just counting it in with them, and they sell, and then you count out at the end of the night, and you're done.
Okay.
But there was a couple venues. I think most of the Western Canadian shows we sold, and then like Seattle, there was some random shows we did sell,
Okay.
which is fine because hey, I'll take the money because you're getting percentage on that shit.
Yeah.
So you're making some good cash on that shows.
So with Slayers, that's probably the way you made the most money wise.
Yeah, I put the down payment on the house I bought after that tour.
So were you, whether they asked or you quit beforehand, were you kind of like bummed with like, oh shit, I need another Slayer tour?
Well, I mean, you don't really want to say anything because if they finally get you in, like you're working for a company. Bravado was their company at the time. And I can't remember if I got a reference for somebody or whatever, but they're like, hey, this guy, the guy that does Slayer needs somebody to help him. I was like, all right, yeah, I'll go out and do it. So we were in a big box truck because when you do a huge tour like that, a lot of you can't take the merch with the bus. I mean, you need either a semi, like the big tours will have a semi just for merch. You know, Kiss, Van Halen, whoever, they'll have maybe a couple semis that all the merch gets, you know, transported to the shows. And then the bands and stuff go extra. It's not a trailer on the back of the bus.
Yeah.
But we had a giant box truck for that tour that we were driving.
Okay.
And we drove every day.
So did you even get to see any Tom or any of them?
Oh yeah. Like I think I might have told you just on talking between us, but Kerry would usually be the guy that come up at the end of the night and get stuff for people. Tom would usually that tour we had rolling papers, so a lot of times he'd be coming up to get the rolling papers from us.
Okay.
Because we were selling them. But,
Yeah.
But yeah, Kerry was usually the guy coming up. Hey, can I get a shirt? Whatever, and we would just. I mean, you know, you just give it to them and sign it down, so you're just keeping track of it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It's a little bit different when you're working for a company. So.
Yeah. So if Kerry walked in here, will you remember the Wood Dog?
Maybe, but it's not like we're on a by name basis.
Yeah.
He would probably recognize me, but he wouldn't come up and be like, "Hey, what's up, man?"
Yeah.
Because Unholy Alliance was a while ago. Man, that's a long time.
Yeah. What was that? What, 2010?
Maybe it was probably between 2008 and 2010.
When did you officially stop?
Or right at the end of 2010, I did.
That's when you're okay.
Yeah.
And then were you still living with Kanye when you stopped?
No, I had already moved back to Columbus.
When did you move back to Columbus? What year was that?
2006.
Oh, so you're still okay.
Yeah, I lived with him from 2002 to 2006.
So you had enough of his shit, huh?
No, it wasn't even that. I just got an opportunity I couldn't refuse. I mean, a friend of mine owned the place I live in, and she had a problem with some tenants and finally got him out. And then a friend of mine, we always talked about getting a place together. And then she had called me and said, hey, are you still thinking about, you know, getting a place? I'm like, oh, what do you got? And I can't remember what we were paying at the time, but I just remember I was like, oh, it's like nothing to live there. So my buddy and I, we ended up moving in. I'd never even seen the place until I moved in. But I just trusted her. I was like, oh, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
She told me what it was like. So the day I moved in is the day I saw
Was
the
Jim
place.
bummed when you told him I'm moving?
No.
I know you guys were kind of like going at it a little bit about stupid shit. He'd bitch about you turn on the heat, even though it's freezing ass fucking cold in the house.
Yeah, 60 degrees.
Yeah.
I turned it up to I said, I'll pay.
Yeah.
Let me pay.
Yeah,
He didn't want me to pay. I'm like, all right, well.
What do you keep it at, like 55? Like, and then you'd come home and you turn it up?
Probably.
Yeah, it's like.
I'm like, dude, I will give you money for the gas.
Yeah.
I'll give you whatever. I'm going to turn the fucking heat up, man.
Yeah.
I'm not freezing.
And hell, you weren't even there all goddamn year.
No, I'm like, okay, you had to pay a little more for a week.
Yeah.
You know?
No.
That's cutting into his budget.
I say, if he was bummed just because obviously you were paying rent, and a lot of times, you know, we were doing something or he wanted to put out a release, and sometimes he wanted to go in on it, but he was always bitching about money. I don't have the money. I don't have the money.
I'm not sure though if he had a roommate after me though. I think he might have lived there by himself after I moved.
I didn't know if anybody moved in. Now, granted, I didn't follow up.
I don't think he had any because I think the job he was working at the time he was probably able to afford it on his own. Man.
Yeah.
Or maybe.
Were you guys still talking pretty regularly up to when he died?
Not as much, but that's mainly just because I was gone all the time. So not only am I gone all the time, but now I don't even live there anymore. So it's kind of like hard, you know what I mean?
Yeah. When was the last time you seen him before he died? Then.
It was at your guys' fest.
Okay, that's the last time I saw him too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and when was that? That was
16 or whatever, 2016, I think.
and it wasn't too much longer.
No, it was like, dude, it was like the week later.
Yeah.
Yeah, I talked to
But we had actually talked for a while that night, and it was cool, you know.
Yeah.
Yep, that was the last time. The last time I really saw him was when he was in ICU.
Yeah.
Just laying there, unfortunately.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
That sucked.
Yeah.
And I think Malignancy actually played that night. I went up and seen him at the hospital, and then we went over to the Foundry, and Malignancy played that
Okay.
night. That
Yeah,
was the last time I actually saw him before he passed.
Yeah.
I can't remember when that was, but
Yeah, I think it was 16.
yeah, probably.
Yeah. So you figure our fest was Labor Day weekend, probably October-ish then.
Yeah.
October of 16, somewhere in that
Probably.
area.
Yep.
October, November, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, unfortunately.
Well, was there anything you wanted to fucking add or like talk about, Woody, or that was to bring it up, or?
Well, just to recap on how I got into it, though, it's like working at the store and then meeting Immolation, and they gave me my first tour, and then basically it just snowballed from there. So once they gave me then it's kind of like word of mouth, because when you're good, you really don't have to advertise. Hey, I need work. People call you. Hey, I got a tour coming up. Yep, okay, it'll work out.
So you kind of miss doing it? You wish you would did like?
I miss the people more than all the travel and crossing the borders in the middle of the night, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But no, miss seeing the people more than anything.
Okay. But you're totally fine with not doing it no more.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm at peace with it.
Yeah. Okay.
What about this shirt you got out?
We talked about a shirt.
Yep.
Got it for the boys in 03.
I got it from the band, not Hell's Headbangers.
Yeah. No, I've never seen those.
This is one thing that they finally didn't have. I couldn't get from them.
That's right. Damn it.
When you guys don't have it, I got to go somewhere else.
Didn't have the Nihilist boot hoodie last time. Don't have the Chris.
No.
Yeah.
Once
We
in a
did-
while,
Didn't have it.
once in a while, I got to branch out to my other sources.
But we did get a merch on. We got official merch of Christian shirts.
Yeah, I did see that layout.
Yeah,
That's
just got
good.
those in.
That's good.
So-
The hoodies and
Get
everything.
one on the Dial, the Nihilist supplement. Did you get one?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
I was able to be the one.
Hook.
How many did you even get of those?
Dude, I don't know. That was a debacle. It was supposed to come with a goddamn fucking book, and Sea-Dog got pissed. You shipped those without the goddamn book. I was like, it didn't say the memo, motherfucker. The books are sealed.
Man.
This is fucking bullshit. So some went out. Other people didn't contact. I'm like, but we have leftovers, and they're supposed to sell them. I'm like, I don't fucking know, dude. I just
Yeah.
fucking, you're the one that puts shit on the site. I was like,
But
that's
you
on
You had
you,
one
dude.
job, bro.
Yeah, you fucked
Wood
it up.
Dog, you got one?
You put the hot dog buns in the hamburger bag, right?
Exactly. You put hot dog buns in hamburger bag, and he gets pissed at handing out the wrong buns. It just said bun on there, goddamn.
That's right.
Yeah,
It's like my job is to put the buns in there.
yeah, because it was a
Just to sell
sealed book, and it said with subject. I assumed it was in there. The fucking thing shrink wrapped. It doesn't say what.
Yeah.
It doesn't say, "Hey, dickhead, grab Nihilist 7-inch with it."
And then what are you supposed to do? Open them all up
Right.
just to make
Hey,
sure.
he's all mad at me.
It's like
I'm
I'm not. I don't know what's supposed to be here in the first place, man.
Again, and then just like all these ass clowns bitching, like, "Oh, you sell this and that, you carry this." I'm like, "You think I'm policing every goddamn thing that's coming in?" I was like, "Half this shit, I don't even know what the fuck it
You're
is."
gonna have to start looking at it all, bro.
Yeah, I guess
Start
so.
looking
Yeah.
at it all.
Gonna have to hire the wood dog so that way you can get an extra inspector.
Hey, maybe when I retire, I'll come up there and work.
You wouldn't want to, dude. It's hot as an oven. It sucks. You got dickheads. You got fucking fucktards that work there.
Hey, you
too.
might actually like going to work every day if I work there, man.
Maybe. It's a Matt. Yeah.
You guys might actually look forward to going.
I might actually look forward, and you might start hating it.
We can start talking about the gym every day and piss everybody off. Say, are those guys talking about the gym again?
Oh yeah, they hate that on video. I love it. I purposely just like to put it in there.
Or maybe one of these days we'll just have to do like a workout video.
Yeah.
We'll just go to the gym and talk.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
We'll just do one at the gym just to piss everybody off.
That's my video for the day. What the
That's right.
fuck?
2 hours is Wood Dog and J Dog at the gym.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, we're over well over the goddamn 20 mark. What needs to catch again?
I think it's about time for the Tish, man.
It's out time for the goddamn Tish. So Big Willie the Tish now, goddamn it.
And for those folks that may not know who the Tish is, that is Mortician.
Some don't. Baxter did it.
That's right. We're going to have to spell it out. That way everybody knows what's going on.
That's right. Later, goddamn it.
Thanks.